Yes. Welcome, everybody. It's Cannabis News. I'm your host, Joe Klare. It's July 1st, 2019. A new week and a new month here at the Marijuana Times. Check us out at marijuanatimes.org. You can find this show, all the videos, at the video tab at marijuanatimes.org. You can also search the Marijuana Times on YouTube and Vimeo, Apple Podcasts for the audio version of the show. Marijuanatimes.org has a bunch of great other stuff as well. Great articles, great writers, social media links, all of that. marijuanatimes.org. Today, talking about stories from Massachusetts, Maine, and Wisconsin. But before we get to all of that, of course, Cannabis News is brought to you by Natureside, nature-side.com, and their organic, all-natural pesticides. Grow safe and poison-free. Don't use harmful chemicals on what you are growing. You know the drill. You don't want to have chemicals, harmful chemicals on things that people are going to be ingesting. You don't want to use banned pesticides in the state that you're growing in. You don't want to do any of these things. You can solve all of these problems with Natureside. Nature-side.com. Site is spelled C-I-D-E. Go check them out. A proud sponsor of Cannabis News. This first story from marijuanatimes.org by Jason Sander. Massachusetts bans CBD consumables. Yes, that's right. If you're wondering, you say that seems like a wrong title. It seems like that's a thing that wouldn't happen. But yet, here we are. The Massachusetts Department of Agricultural Resources recently banned the sale of CBD-infused food and beverage products, raw CBD flour, dietary supplements containing CBD, and any kind of animal feed that contains hemp-derived CBD. The legislation aligns with the stance the federal government and the FDA take on the sale of CBD. The new state law will still allow for the sale of hemp seed and hemp seed oil, culled hemp, and hemp protein. Clothing, building materials, and other items made from hemp will remain legal in the state as well. The law says that licensed cannabis growers and processors in the state can still buy and sell hemp flower, which is usually used for extraction. However, the new law strictly outlaws the retail sale of flower. As Jason points out in the article, it's kind of a weird dichotomy between Massachusetts, which has adult use legalization, and they have stores, retail centers, sales, retail stores, whatever you want to call them, dispensaries that are selling to adults. Anyone over 21 can buy marijuana. And yet, CBD, gummies and dietary supplements, things like that are banned. I don't know. We are having so many different discussions at this point when it comes to marijuana law reform. Now CBD is a new thing, and it's in the last few years it's created so much confusion around that part of the industry. And sometimes it seems like it's more confusing now than it used to be. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff to work through as we move to a better system, hopefully. When it comes to recreational marijuana in Massachusetts, they've went to a better system. But when it comes to CBD, well, here we are. And resources. Tax money is being used to worry about this. That someone might buy a CBD gummy somewhere. I don't know. It seems silly to me. Maybe I'm biased. Does it seem silly to you? It probably does. Do you live in Massachusetts? Does it seem ridiculous? You have to travel to another state to buy a CBD gummy? I can go to any gas station around here and find CBD gummies. Now you can find vaporizers, all kinds of crap. I don't know. I live in Kentucky. Not exactly a hotbed of marijuana law reform. This next story out of Maine comes from PressHerald.com. With Mills' signature, Maine finally has rules for recreational marijuana market. Governor Janet Mills last week signed rules that puts Maine on track to launch recreational sales in March, 2.5 years after voters approved legalization at the ballot box. Governor endorsed regulations to spell out how Mainers can grow, buy, and sell marijuana without a public bill signing ceremony. The rules, which go into effect in September, make Maine the 8th state in the nation to have a clear path to a fully legal commercial adult use cannabis market, which is good for the people of Maine. It's taken a very long time. It's taking getting rid of the other governor, LePage, and bringing in a new governor. But finally, things seem to be moving forward. Over the course of the last several months, Mills said, my administration has worked quickly to implement the law regarding Maine's adult use recreational marijuana market, as Maine voters asked the state to do 2.5 years ago. The rule development demonstrates what can be accomplished when state government works with lawmakers, industry stakeholders, and the public to accomplish a shared goal. Well, it's rather lofty words for an incredible delay. What it really shows is what can happen if you get a new governor in your state. So congratulations, Maine. Things are finally moving forward there with the adult use market. This last story from JS Online. So Wisconsin's GOP speaker says he wants to consider legalizing medical marijuana just after rejecting the governor's plan. So things are going smoothly in Wisconsin as well. Days after rejecting a medical marijuana plan, Assembly Speaker Robin Vos said he would want to debate the issue this fall, even though it would be extremely difficult to pass. Vos of Rochester in recent years has shown support for legalizing medical marijuana, but other Republicans who control the legislature have expressed deep skepticism toward the idea. So Wisconsin's still in the mode of deep skepticism about medical marijuana, showing how far they are behind many other states. I'd like to have at least a discussion about medical marijuana, Vos said, when asked about his top priorities for lawmakers when they return to the Capitol in the fall. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? This guy wants to have a discussion about whether or not people he doesn't know and whose decisions about medical marijuana won't affect him in any way, he's going to wants a little debate about whether or not they should be allowed to have the choice of medical marijuana, or they'll be forced to use deadly, addictive prescription drugs. Just have a discussion about it, a little back and forth. Well, we'll feel it out. We'll feel it out if maybe that might be a good idea down the road a little ways. The narcissism of these people, and it's our fault. It's our fault. All this. Elected officials, we must, we revere them, and you got to get out and vote, and it's important. You got to have your say, and so on and so forth. We made these people think that, I'm the end all, be all of decisions, and you let me know what you think you might want in your personal daily life that it doesn't affect me in any way, and we'll have a little discussion about it. We'll decide if maybe that's something you're going to be allowed to do. And like I said, it's our fault. We made these people think they're special. This guy's not special. Who is this guy? Who is this guy? Some people in his district voted for him more than the other person, and then some Republicans got together in the legislature and voted for him to be like their spokesperson dude, and that's it. Now he has complete power over medical marijuana and whether or not if you smoke a joint for medical reasons in your home if you're a criminal. He's going to make sure there's nowhere you can actually go purchase this medicine. You're going to have to do it on the black market or do without. This is the guy that gets to decide that. Why? Why? I mean, one good reason this guy should have power over anything. Anything. Not just medical marijuana, anything. Why does he have a say in anything that doesn't affect his life? I don't know. I'll never get a good answer to that question. Other than the same garbage platitudes. Well, it's the best system. It's the system we have. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. The amount of lives that have been rolled under the machine, the system props up. I don't know. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed by this guy. I already forgot his name. Vos? Isn't that a comedian's name? I don't know this guy. Most people in Wisconsin may not know this guy. And yet he's deciding that, medical marijuana? No. Well, we'll discuss it. I'll tell you what. We'll get together, smoke some cigars, we'll have a little debate about it. And we'll let you know what we've decided. We'll let the minions know what the higher-ups have decreed for everyone below. How nice. It's so nice. So compassionate, caring. Puke. Anyway, thanks everybody for checking out Cannabis News. Make sure you check out the swag, makecannabisgreatagain.com. Thank you to Natureside, nature-side.com, and their organic, all-natural pesticides. Check us out, marijuanatimes.org, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, all those places. Like, share, comment. Keep spreading the truth about cannabis with this show. It would be awesome if you do that. Thanks for watching and listening today. We'll see you next time right here on Cannabis News.